What are you doing?
Comforting you?
Your heart might be in the right place, but your head, chest, and arms certainly aren't.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 saddest The Big Bang Theory moments.
Oh, honey, I don't know. Things are a little weird with Leonard right now.
You don't know me very well, but each time you crawl out a bathroom window to escape my company, it chips away at my masculinity.
I hate to say it, but I think everyone is being incredibly selfish.
Well, you would be the authority on the subject.
For this list, we'll be looking at the moments from this sitcom that had us choked up and or teary-eyed. Feeling sad? We think leaving a comment below will definitely cheer you up. Number 10, Sheldon says no to Amy. From the moment that Amy ended her relationship with Sheldon, fans were waiting for Shamey to get back together.
I was thinking that, maybe I'm ready to be your girlfriend again.
Needing a break from Sheldon was understandable, but these two were meant to be together. And most of us probably assumed that when Amy was ready to get back together, Sheldon would be too.
Amy, I excel at many things, but getting over you wasn't one of them.
But alas, no. And it wasn't just the no that was sad. His honest reasoning about how hard it was for him to get over her is something that so many of us can relate to from both perspectives.
I think I need to just be your friend.
Okay. I understand.
Number 9, Sheldon's Pop Pop. What started off as a fun Christmas-themed game of Dungeons and Dragons ends with one of the saddest moments of the series.
I get right up in Santa's big fat face and say, well, jolly old Saint Nick, we meet again. Yeah, I believe the last time we spoke was in the Bay Brook Mall in Galveston, Texas, when I was 5 years old. Isn't that right?
In this scene, we learn why Sheldon has such disdain for the Christmas season, and more specifically, jolly old Saint Nick.
And my mother dragged me there, and she popped me down in your lap, and you asked me what I wanted for Christmas. And I told you my pop-pop, because that was the year my grandfather died. I missed him, and I wanted him back.
Sheldon reveals that his grandfather was the only person in his family that encouraged him to pursue science when he was a kid, and that when his pop-pop passed away, he asked Santa to bring him back, which of course didn't happen.
Pop-Pop was the only one in my family who encouraged me to pursue science. But you didn't bring him back, did you? No, instead I got Lincoln Logs. Now, you can build a lot of neat things out of Lincoln Logs. But Pop-Pop ain't one of them.
It's a funny scene, but it's underlaid with real emotional sadness. Number 8, Leonard forgives his mother. Leonard's relationship, or lack thereof, with his mother was a source of many jokes throughout the run of the series.
Have you calmed down?
No, I'm not calm. You really hurt me.
That wasn't my intention.
It doesn't matter what you intended. What matters is the way you made me feel. Actually, the way you've always made me feel.
He's constantly looking for love, approval, and an emotional connection from his mother that never comes. That is until Leonard, instead of trying to change his mother, decides to forgive her.
If I want you to accept me for me, then I guess I'm gonna have to accept you for you. So I forgive you.
It's a truly powerful moment, and as he speaks, you can see an emotional weight being lifted off his shoulders.
I didn't ask you to forgive
Too
me.
bad. I forgive you anyway. And I forgive myself for taking so long to do it. Oh my God, that feels so good.
The scene ends with his mother giving him a hug. A real hug. Quite possibly for the first time ever. Number 7, Lucy breaks up with Raj. Although Raj seems to fall in love with pretty much any girl that looked his way, Lucy was the first girl he was probably truly in love with.
I like you a lot, and that's scary for me. Mostly because you're a proven flight risk.
Given her intense social anxiety, Raj had to work extra hard to get her to trust him and keep her from climbing out the nearest bathroom window. And he did. He was very understanding of her issues. He set up super romantic texting dates, and he was quick to apologize when he would push her too far out of her comfort zone.
Oh no. Buddy, okay?
But it wasn't enough. In the season 6 finale, Lucy agreed to meet the gang, but in the end, it was too much for her, and she broke up with Raj. Through text.
Raj, I can't come to the party. This is all just too much for me. I don't think we should see each other anymore. Sorry, Lucy.
Number 6, Penny breaks up with Leonard.
I think we should talk now.
Well, no, it's okay. We don't have to talk because there's nothing to talk about. But everything's good.
Yes, they've had their ups and downs, almost breakups and so on, and they were sad every time. But this is the one that hurt the most. It all began when Leonard told Penny he loved her for the first time, and Penny didn't return the sentiment.
I love you, Penny.
Thank you.
This is a tipping point moment in any relationship, and it was in this one as well. Leonard tried to play it cool and understanding about them being at different places in the relationship, but he wasn't, and he couldn't stop pressuring Penny about the unreturned L-bomb.
And someday, we don't know when, maybe you'll love me back.
Finally, with a little evil genius coaxing from Will Wheaton, she dropped the breakup bomb on Leonard, breaking his heart and ours.
Just tell me what to do and I'll do it.
No. This isn't fair to you, Leonard. I'm sorry.
Number 5, Sheldon is a selfish jerk.
You are a selfish jerk. To hell with you and your Nobel Prize.
Sheldon being selfish and inconsiderate was the source of much of the comedy of the show, but his selfishness hit a high point in the series finale, and it wasn't funny.
You just found out that a woman who has loved and cared for you for 12 years is pregnant, and all you can say is you're relieved that she's not going to get you sick.
There's no need for a recap. I was there.
The gang all went to Sweden to celebrate Sheldon and Amy winning the Nobel Prize. But before they got to the ceremony, Sheldon managed to selfishly piss off every one of his friends. So much so that they all considered leaving.
Well, pull it together. This is a big day for me. Yeah, I wasn't sure what to do. Now I am. We're going home.
The saddest moment came when Amy had to call him out and tell him that the reasons their friends were abandoning them was because he broke their hearts.
They're abandoning us because you broke their hearts.
I didn't mean to.
I know. You never mean to. It's the only reason people tolerate you.
Number 4, Amy breaks up with Sheldon.
Can you believe it's been 5 years since our first date?
I know. Do you think I should start watching the Flash TV show?
As patient and understanding as Raj was with Lucy, Amy was 10 times that when it came to her relationship with Sheldon. And there was no doubting that they both truly did love each other, which made their breakup that much sadder.
This isn't easy to say because I love you, but I need some time to take a step back and reevaluate our situation.
This wasn't something Amy wanted to do or was happy to do. It was something that she needed to do, even though it was hurting her as much as Sheldon.
I hope you understand.
Okay.
Bye, Sheldon.
And as if that wasn't sad enough, this moment turns the sadness meter up to 11 when we found out that Sheldon had a ring and was planning on proposing to Amy before she ended things.
Well, Gollum, you're an expert on rings. What do I do with this one?
Number 3, Stuart's comic book store burns down. At the beginning of the series, Stuart went on a couple of dates with Penny, and in the final season he falls in love with a great girl and they move in together. But in between those high points, Stuart had a whole lot of lows, and no moment was lower or sadder than when his comic book store burned down.
What happened?
I was cooking in the back room last night and the hot plate caught on fire.
For a guy who already seemed to be having a tough time with life, seeing his business destroyed felt like life really was picking on him.
I don't mean to be rude, Sheldon, but my life is kind of falling apart right now.
The studio audience's shocked and saddened reaction to the destruction is the perfect sonic representation of what we all felt in that moment. Number 2, Professor Proton dies.
Sheldon, I've got some bad news.
What is it?
I just read online that Arthur Jeffries passed away.
Professor Proton was the host of a science show for kids back when Sheldon and Leonard were growing up. His importance to Sheldon during his younger, friendless years can't be overstated.
You okay? I know he meant a lot to you.
I'm fine.
The guys become somewhat friendly with him at the end of season 6, but near the end of the 7th season, Professor Proton passed away.
And now you're gone too. It's like all the men I've looked up to have gone away.
At first, Sheldon acts like it doesn't affect him, not going to the funeral and focusing instead on Star Wars Day. But when Leonard returns from the funeral, Sheldon can't deny it anymore.
Did you know that Arthur's son is a high school son?
The pain and sadness that he's been trying to ignore comes out in a moment of heartache that anyone who has lost someone important to them can relate to. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honourable mentions. When the power goes out, the leftover thermalization. The last food Howard's mother ever made is going to spoil. Time for a Big Bang feast.
I'm never gonna talk to her again.
Priya cheated on Leonard. The good guy fluctuation. They tried to make it work long distance, but when Priya sleeps with her ex, it's all over.
I didn't know if I should tell you, but I kind of cheated on you too.
Kind of.
A couple of weeks ago, I slept with my ex-boyfriend. So I guess we both messed up a little.
Penny is cut from NCIS. The hesitation ramification. Penny's big break ends up on the cutting room floor.
There's supposed to be a big scene with me and Mark Harmon, but it's gone.
What happened?
They must have cut it.
Oh, Penny. I'm sorry.
Why Sheldon knocks 3 times. The hot tub contamination. Walking in on his father with another woman was the sad catalyst for the 3 knocks.
When I opened the door, I saw my father having relations with another woman.
That's awful.
I know. It's also why I never open a door without knocking 3 times.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1, Howard's mother dies.
Yeah, you okay?
No.
What's wrong?
My mom died.
For 8 seasons, Howard's mother was just a loud, screeching voice coming from off-screen. We never saw her face, but she was as important as almost anyone on the show.
It's this dress! When I put my front in, my back pops out!
After his father left when he was a young boy, Howard and his mum only had each other. Howard would make jokes about her dying, but there was never any doubt about how much he loved her. And so did we. This heartbreaking story was written in after Carol Ann Soucy, who plays Mrs. Wolowitz, passed away. So it was as much a gut punch for the actors as for the characters.
That was my aunt. Ma took a nap. She never woke up.
If you didn't shed a tear at any of the other moments on this list, there is no way your eyes stayed dry for this episode.
It's Mrs. Wolowitz. Loving mother to all of us.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.